Prestige TV was the first set of shows that I can remember where characters would talk to each other and possibly lie, but the show would not have the character acknowledge that they had lied about it. So it was basically TV for adults, where, because I remember watching The Wire being very confused the first time when it came out, which is in early 2000s, because I was like, well, that character, he said he wasn't going to do that. Why did he do it? And it's just more, it doesn't end the episode with the character going, the reason I lied is because I have to do this to get this job promotion. It's more realistic and you glom onto it. And I think that that's a big factor of Prestige TV, where Tony Soprano is a terrible character, but he thinks he's a nice guy. He's always, his good deeds are always undone by the horrible stuff that he has to do. Walter White is, and it leads into audience confusion, where Walter White is seen as a good character or a good person by people because they don't understand that, because the fact that he doesn't get up and say, I'm an arch villain at this point, that means he's the good guy of your story. And Enterprise,
and everybody hates his wife.
Everyone hates his wife who's trying to hold everything together.
Yeah.
So what's happened to Enterprise is Enterprise came out at the same time, right? But Enterprise is totally lacking any nuance that those shows had. And I'm not saying this is trying to be prestige television, but this is trying to handle a topic that is more nuanced than what the show is capable of doing, which is delivering Archer, giving you a soapbox thing to stand on. I just think that it's another thing about bad timing. It's like it came out at a point where shows were really developing their writing and really getting good at what they were wanted to do and weren't so obvious. And this just feels like you have a great concept and a great idea, but unfortunately Archer has to just make a friend and get over it. You know, it's just kind of like, wow, that's a real letdown. And that's the only other point, the other angle of attack I had.
Yeah, this show, this is probably going to sound really, really negative, but this show kind of feels like when the Monkees started writing their own music. Because like they are presented as this machine banging out music from better songwriters, and they're putting out these pop hits and stuff, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, we want to be taken seriously as musicians, so we're going to start writing our own stuff. And that just opens up a whole new door that you probably should have, like, criticism, and that you are lumping onto it. And honestly, I mean, maybe the Monkey stuff is better than I remember it being, but it's not as good as the Neil Diamond songs that were written for them. Let's put it that way. It opens up this door where it's like, are you guys really ready to are we really ready for the Monkees to write like a war protest song?
America demands it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like it's that kind of thing where it's like, okay, I see what you're going for. I appreciate that you're coming to this party, but maybe this isn't the place to do it, or maybe you guys aren't the ones to do it, because Enterprise is like, it's fine. It's like it's a fine show, but it's really just, it's like so Marvel Comics owns the copyright to the name Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that they keep pumping out Captain Marvel comics for the past 50 years is so they can maintain that copyright. It's not because
they love the character.
I mean, now the character is like a centerpiece to everything they're doing, but it's not because they love the character. The old stuff wasn't because they loved the character and had faith the character was like a sales leader. It was just because it was a brand. It was for branding, and that's what Enterprise feels like to me. It's even now, it still feels like this is a branded show that's here to maintain the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it's not, the idea is great, the core idea of it is great, but it's so on autopilot so often that when they try to do something and tackle fucking 9/11, it's like, come on, guys.
I guess